Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby.
What's up, everybody out there? It's Galoob. I've got the Lobster on Skype. I've got Mike G in the house. If you remember correctly, Mike G came in and laid down an ass whipping in the first trivia round. So we've got Wildcard weekend. We've got a ton of stuff to talk about. There's a bunch of games. We got Saturday games. We got Sunday games, 3 apiece. The first game this week, Indy at Buffalo. Lobster, why don't you go ahead and start me off here?
That's a classic example of a damn good quarterback versus a damn good defense. Josh Allen and the boys coming into Indy. No, Indy's going into Buffalo.
Correct.
That's a tough task. I see Indy struggling and getting beat by multiple possessions. I don't think they can hang.
My biggest observation when I was looking at stuff for this game, Indy obviously has, I believe it's the number one rush defense. Their pass defense is not there. It's middle of the pack. Well, Buffalo doesn't run the ball. That's not their MO. I think you're right. I think Josh Allen's going to have a field day, and Buffalo's defense isn't half bad either.
The only thing I don't want to see is a damn snowstorm, and it contains Buffalo's offense and doesn't show the world that hasn't been paying attention so far this year how good Buffalo's offense is. I want it to be like good weather, 50-ish, so they can attack.
I mean, you say that, but I feel like actually a snow game would be more beneficial to the Bills.
I mean, it would because the Colts are used to playing indoors, but I'm saying I want it to be a track meet.
Mike, what do you see out of this game?
I think I agree with what you said on your show a couple days ago. They're coming in smoking. I don't see them being – I think snow is the only thing that slows them down. I think a snow game would drag the whole game down to, 20, 21, 17, something like that, instead of what Buffalo could probably put up in the 30s, 40s.
Of course, when it snows, you're going to see a lot more running the ball, which would not be beneficial. But like you said, Indy's used to playing in a dome. Either way, it's going to be cold outside. I think Buffalo has the advantage field-wise, obviously.
You look at Phillip Rivers, he doesn't play well in the cold. He played in LA for his whole career. Now he plays in a dome.
Well, for most of his career, he played in San Diego. Where the weather's even nicer there. So
if Indy was smart, they'd give Jonathan Taylor another 30-plus carries and try to keep Josh Allen off the field.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely taking Buffalo to win this game. I assume both of y'all are too. I don't know what the spread is. I didn't check those out.
Yeah.
I think that should be America's consensus on that one.
Just straight up win the game. I don't see how it's not Buffalo.
Buffalo all the way.
For sure.
Game 2 on Saturday, the Rams going to Seattle. Jared Goff, we don't know if he's going to play.
This is a wild one. I was listening to DP the show this morning, and he said Sean McVague about who he's starting at quarterback because he's teetering right now. He said he's not going to announce it till like Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But they were saying that it would actually be a little beneficial to start the backup against Seattle's defense because the backup apparently is more mobile than Goff is.
Okay.
Because over the last 4 games of the season, Seattle's had the number 1 defense in the league and been getting the most pressure of any team in the league. And with Goff coming off of thumb surgery,
I don't think obviously this guy's only played 1 game. John Wolford, who the hell's that guy? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I did watch him last week. He didn't look terrible. So how much of a difference does Goff Wolford make? Really? Because it's McVay's offense. McVay's running the show. So if the dude can execute, I guess he's more mobile. Fine, whatever. I actually could definitely see the Rams winning this game, especially with the Rams defense. I mean, you can shake your head no all you want. They've got the number 1 defense in the league.
I think the bigger problem is the Rams might be also without Cooper Kupp, who is their leading receiver.
Mm-hmm.
He's the chain mover. He gets all the first downs.
I think in order for the Rams to have a chance, they need to get up early. Because if you give Russ the ball in the fourth quarter, you know what Russ does in the fourth quarter.
If Russ were to lose this game, to especially a backup quarterback for LA, I just don't see Russ, the killer that he is, allowing that to happen.
No. What's the guy's name again?
John Wolford.
Yeah, who's played one game and he's heading to Seattle to play in a playoff game.
I don't see any chance that Goff doesn't play. That's neither here nor there. My biggest issue is Seattle came out the gate this season so hot, and you saw them kind of slide downhill a little bit. Obviously, they're still a 2 seed. So
Not the last 4 weeks, though. Over the last 4 weeks, their defense is peaking. Last 4 weeks, like I said, their defense is number 1 in points per game. They're getting hot right at the perfect time, just like Buffalo.
Yep.
we'll see what happens. Like I said, I think the Rams, in order to have a shot, they need to control the pace of the game, and they need to not give Russ the ball in the fourth quarter. Honestly, I'm taking Seattle to win this game.
Multiple possessions.
Aaron Donald needs to eat Russell Wilson for them to have a chance.
I don't know about multiple possessions. I think you're underestimating the Rams' defense. The Seahawks ask Russ to do a lot. That's got to wear on him, and it has. You saw him fall off a little bit there in like the 3-quarter mark of the season. He's fine. It's playoff time. It's Russ time. We get it.
I still wouldn't even have a debate over Russell Wilson in the playoffs versus some guy.
Yeah, who again?
It's really Russ Wilson against the Rams' defense. That's what it comes down to.
And Goff had thumb surgery. If he can't grip the ball, there's no way he can be out there.
I don't think there's going to be a difference between the two, honestly, if it's Goff or the other guy. I mean,
Cortisone right into the thumb.
We don't like Goff either. We think he's
Not a big fan.
We think he's a puppet.
McVay.
Marionette. Game number 3, primetime game. TB12 making his 1 millionth playoff appearance, going up against the Redskins. They're 7-9, but I feel like they're not horrible.
I think if they got a healthy Alex Smith the entire year, they're definitely 9-7, maybe even 10-6. So I think that 7-9 is deceiving. I mean, since my boys are out because we're losers, obviously, there's only 2 things I want to happen this postseason. Aaron Rodgers get chip number 2, and Tom Brady lose. And I think they're both on pace to happen so far. I could easily see the Bucs not making it to the Super Bowl. Hopefully they lose this week so they can be super embarrassed.
I don't see anyone but Green Bay or New Orleans coming out of the NFC.
I think Seattle could come out of the NFC.
I don't think they have the firepower. Russ has to do too much, and against those 2 teams, I don't know if they've got it. Now, he'll have to play 2 of them, probably, if he's going to make it that far.
I think Washington has like 4 or 5 first-round picks on their front 7 of the defense. This is when it's time to cash in those guys and say, all right, we need you to go get Tom. 43 passing touchdowns at 43. We cannot let him do us like that in the first round.
Statistically, the Rams are the number 2 defense. I think this is a better matchup for the Washington Redskins than people give them credit for. And obviously, in order to beat Tom, you have to pressure Tom, and they have that ability.
Shaq Barrett, when he comes off the edge, what is Alex Smith going to do? Is he going to step up? Is he going to try to get out of the pocket? And can he get out of the pocket? What's going to happen?
I mean, I didn't want to correct you. I was just going to let it go.
No.
Traded?
No. Who comes off the other side for Tampa Bay? Is it still 3 fingers?
3 fingers, JPP.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
So you got JPP coming off one side and Shaq coming off the other side.
And you get Dominican Sue in the middle.
Alex Smith. Rest that leg Friday night.
This game is going to be all about if Washington's defense can stop Tom Brady and his cast of all-stars, though, if Washington wants a chance to win.
I mean, obviously, I want Tom to lose. I just think that's asking way too much. I think Washington's story is already good enough this year. I think losing in the first round is nothing to be sad about. I don't expect Tom to get knocked out in the first round.
I disagree. I am taking Washington. I'm not going chalk here. I'm taking the Skins.
I'm taking the Skins, or the Washington football team, I should say.
Nah.
We get it. You want to go chalk guy? Well, that's fine. You can be the chalk guy.
Do it.
I think this is that game nobody sees as the upset that I think is the upset.
Let's move on to Sunday. Those are all Saturday. Saturday should be pretty exciting. I'm excited.
I want Aaron to beat Brady so I can stop hearing about it.
Well, one's 40.
Do people disagree with that Rodgers is not better than Brady right now?
Ever.
A-Rod's not better ever. I mean,
6 rings. Count
here
them.
we go. Sunday.
Super Bowls don't define how good of a player you are.
Stop it. Sunday, first game, Baltimore going to Tennessee. Big rematch. This is going to be a lot of ground and pound on both sides of the ball. Old school football, one would say.
I feel like this game's going to have a running clock, and it'll set the record for shortest playoff game in history.
Well, if Lamar Jackson throws the football at all, a lot of incomplete passes, it could extend the game a little bit.
Or he could extend his record to 48 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions in the red zone. Either way.
And be 0-2 in the playoffs.
You keep talking about that stat. That's fine. Tennessee's defense is not good. It's going to be a huge problem either way. I think they're last in rush defense. That doesn't bode well. You can only hand the ball to Derrick Henry so many times. I mean, there's going to be a running clock. There's going to be a lot of run the ball. I think in order to win this game, Tannehill's going to have to throw it, and they're going to have to make Lamar Jackson throw it, and I don't know if that's possible.
Who you got?
I'm taking Baltimore.
You said all that stuff negative about Lamar just to take Baltimore?
I think they win this game.
I think Baltimore wins the game.
Of course they win the game. They're better.
Here we go.
Mike, do you know in the red zone, Lamar Jackson is pushing 50 touchdowns and 0 turnovers? No one else has ever done that. Ever.
I know it's really hard to defend the Wildcat. I get it.
Passing combined. Is it passing or is it passing and rushing?
I think it's all passing.
I don't care. When you complete 50% of your throws, get out of my face. I don't give a shit about other stats.
He's like 30-4 as a starter.
You suck as a quarterback. You suck. You're really good at being an athlete. I get it.
What's the goal of the game?
To win the game. I said I was taking Baltimore.
I'm also taking Baltimore.
35-8 as a starting quarterback.
Starting running back.
He's 0-1 when it counts.
He's 0-2, what you meant to say, but he won't be 0-3 though.
I forgot. He did lose that one.
I do think you're right. I don't think he's 0-3 after this week. Enough about that, because I don't want to talk about the Ravens anyway, because I hate them. They can suck it.
Hate the Ravens.
Suck one. Second game of the day. Chicago at New Orleans. I didn't mean to laugh, but I kind of did. Chicago backed into the playoffs with an Arizona loss after they got stomped by Green Bay. I know Dad will be like, it was closer than the scoreboard. We get it. We get it. Is there any chance that this team beats Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints?
No.
Yes.
No.
I want to hear this. You're just saying no, but I want to hear the yes.
I think Chicago's defense, if it can contain Kamara with Brees' age and Trubisky doesn't make any mistakes, I think it could be a close game. His defense is good enough.
Chicago's defense has teetered at that 10 spot all year, and it's because they have games where they look great and amazing, and then they have games where they look awful.
You just said if everything goes absolutely textbook perfect for Chicago, they'll be in the game.
Hey, as long as it doesn't come down to the kicker in Chicago, it should be okay.
Oh.
They don't have the same guy.
If that heartbreak, it could be a different guy, but it doesn't matter. If he misses a field goal to lose, people are going to send him death threats.
If Chicago's down multiple possessions in the first half, do they make the switch to the playoff hero?
I don't see why not.
I
I feel like you wanted a more extravagant answer, but I mean, if they're down multiple possessions, do whatever you want. Who cares?
It seems like he shines when the lights are on.
But what if that happened and they did that and then Foles beat Brees?
what are you going to say about that then?
Imagine.
I don't know. I think that's a chalk game to me. I see the Saints winning by at least 10.
Well, apparently every game's a chalk game to you. You're Mr. Chalk.
I think it's close.
Double digit possessions for every seed that's higher than the other one.
Keep calling games. I might surprise you.
Oh, I'm going to take Cleveland.
And they don't let me do my pick 'em from now on. Maybe I'll do better.
Tonight, Sunday night's big game. Cleveland going to Pittsburgh. We all know what happened the first time the first stringers from Pittsburgh played Cleveland. Why don't you go ahead and tell me why Cleveland's going to win, since that's what you're going to say?
I'm not going to say that. I'm more interested to see, is Cleveland's coach going to be able to talk to the players?
I don't know how they're going to handle that. I did see that today.
He's doing virtual this week, isn't he?
Maybe they could do the thing.
You going to be able to communicate with Baker?
No,
Maybe they could do the thing where they have like the video board, like they do at WWE events right now, where his face is up there and he's got audio streamed in. I don't know.
I don't know if he's allowed to talk to them during the game. I know he won't coach he will not coach them.
I'm just saying, like, could you get any more lucky?
We lost.
We are already pretty lucky. We get to play the Browns.
I mean, we've lost half our linebacking core. Joe Hayden won't be playing. What else do you want?
I forgot Hayden's out. That sucks.
That's not exactly, lucky.
So y'all are obviously you're both going homer, right?
Obviously.
Not a fucking chance we lose this game.
If we do, we'll run Ben out of Pittsburgh. Or Tomlin.
So if you lose this game, the two of you both have to do some kind of like wheel of punishment thing?
Can I break a table?
That's only if the Bills do stuff. I don't know what that is. We're going to break a table.
See what
I could easily. I'm not saying you're going to lose, but I could easily see it if Nick Chubb gets loose.
I mean, you can say that about any game, but
Yeah.
you're so hard-dicked on everything else. This is my thing. But if Nick Chubb does in this game, get out of here.
Goes perfect.
I don't know who's going to win, but I know it'll be one possession. You know it'll be one possession. That's how every game you play goes.
You're just being a hater. Not the first time we played the Browns, we beat them by 20.
Okay.
We were healthy then. Rob, here's if everything goes perfect for the Browns, they'll be in the game.
Here we go. I like that.
I don't know who's going to win the game, but I do think it'll be a one possession game, whoever wins. I don't see any kind of blowout here. I don't see any double possessions, none of that.
Well, it was a one-possession game the first time Baker played against Ben, so I guess that makes sense.
Not gonna happen.
I guess it's not going to happen.
No.
Ben took a week off. Bouncy took a week off. Watt took a week off. Hayward took a week off. Everyone's rested. We're ready to go. They're coming into our house. We're going to kick their dicks into the dirt.
With our 500 fans.
We get 500.
I think we get 500.
Oh, man. Do you want to see if they're selling any of their tickets?
Yeah, we can do it. I'll bring
You
my
can't
trash
even
out.
play sticks when you got 500 people there.
No, you can't.
At least our brand new stadium wasn't empty this year.
Yeah.
You know what? You say that, but I actually agree with the reasoning there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucks that we went from the worst stadium in the league to probably the best stadium in the league, and we didn't pay for any of it. That's terrible.
Nobody was there to watch.
Mark Davis is a genius.
He's got to be something with that attire and that haircut. There's got to be something else there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I love Mark Davis. I actually loved Papa Davis.
We got to keep going. We
I
got to
was a big
move
fan.
it on. I'm not talking about the Raiders again until the draft rolls around.
Well, that's all 6 games. We don't have any more playoff stuff to talk about. I mean, Kansas City and Green Bay have a bye. I guess a good question would be what teams can knock off those 1 seeds? Because if everything goes as planned here, we'll have Green Bay probably playing Tom in the second round. Probably.
Yeah,
On chalk.
The 1 seeds play the lowest seed remaining, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So unless the Rams
in the regular season,
unless the Rams knock off the Bills,
But they play the Rams play the Seattle.
oh no, I'm sorry. Unless the Colts knock off the Bills or the Rams knock off Seattle, it'll probably be Tom.
Yeah.
In the divisional round, which would be exciting, but I think Green Bay wins that game.
Well, what's unfortunate for us is if we win, we got to play Buffalo in the second round. So
No, I don't like that. I'm not talking about that, though. I 100% would not be surprised to see a Kansas City Buffalo championship game.
I wouldn't either. I think it's probably going to happen.
Obviously, I'm rooting for a different outcome, but if you're like, here, what's it going to be? Going chalk. I'm going with Mr. Chalk here.
I do believe Buffalo could beat them if they played them, though, the way they're playing at this point in time.
Also agree with that.
I just think there's a clear gap between all the favorites and all the underdogs in those games that we talked about.
Unless Nick Chubb.
And we didn't even talk about whether or not Mike Evans is even going to be playing.
That could be a huge ordeal. Although, oh geez, now I got to throw to Godwin, Brown, and Gronk. rough life down there in Tampa.
There's a reason he's the only dude that's ever had 1,000 yards 7 consecutive years. I think he's got double-digit touchdowns.
Obviously, he's really, really good. I'm just saying you could have worse options if he's out.
He gets doubled every play, so now they're going to be doubling somebody else. They're probably going to double AB now. So, I mean,
he's used to that. He's pretty good.
Who's that little Wes Welker type player they got that Tom loves?
Are you trying to say the white guy?
I wasn't going to say that.
He's a high motor guy.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know. Scotty Miller. Yeah.
I know Tom goes to him on third down a lot, so.
I'm just saying, when they get down into the red zone, Tom looks to throw the jump ball to Mike Evans, and if that's not in play anymore,
throw it to Gronk.
Gronk's not even close to being the same guy.
Or O.J. Howard.
Has he had a good year?
Does he exist?
Is he alive? I don't know. I can't give you an answer.
The 43 touchdowns came from somewhere.
That's a lot of touchdowns. That's pretty good.
For 43 years old.
So I guess our consensus here is Kansas City or Buffalo's coming out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
How about the NFC side? Is it anyone besides Green Bay, New Orleans?
I hope not.
That would be all chalk, and it would be pretty unbelievable. I mean, obviously thinking about it, I'm like, that makes sense. But what are the chances it's 1-2, 1-2 on both sides?
I think it's a very good possibility. Very, very, very good possibility. Again, don't forget about Russ sitting over there waiting. You never know with Russ.
I mean, that's true. I still really, really dislike this 7 seed. I don't like it.
It adds an extra team. It makes playing for the 1 seed more. It makes playing for that bye more important. You don't just guarantee with a 12-4 record you're going to get a bye. You need 14-2, 13-3 to get it.
Well, you've taken away how important it is to get the 2 seed because we didn't give a damn if we won or not last week.
Well, would you rather go to Buffalo or do you want to play in Pittsburgh?
You shouldn't get a bye for being the second best team.
You shouldn't get into the playoffs for being the 14th best team.
You won't be saying that when you don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback anymore.
You don't need a 7. Fine. You want to say don't get a bye? Fine. 1 versus 6 right out the gate. Let's go.
You're going to have a lot of 8-8, 9-7, 7-9 years in your future, and you're going to be wanting that 7 seed.
No, I don't want to get in the playoffs if I'm mediocre. That's garbage. That's like the Hornets getting in the playoffs as the 8th seed. Half the freaking league makes the playoffs. That's a joke.
We'll save this tape. We'll pull this tape again when you're 9-7 in a couple years.
We got into the playoffs in 2000.
I believe in earning it.
In 2006, we got into the playoffs at 10-6. We were mediocre 6th seed and won the Super Bowl. Runs can happen.
The Raiders were the first team to come from the wild card to win the Super Bowl. Things happen.
And we were the first 6th seed. Now we'll be the first 7 years.
How soon is it till we expand to 16 teams and half the league? I think that's a joke. I mean, you can say it's wrong. That's my opinion.
Well, they're already going to 17 games next year, so it's all about the money.
I also think that's stupid, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not in charge of shit. I'm in charge of this phone and talking to my buddies.
That's why you're 45.
What does that mean?
QB1.
You're get off my lawn guy. You always have been.
I don't like people on my lawn. I take care of my grass. It looks nice.
There's a reason the NFL is about to sign that new $100 billion deal. Games. More of them.
You said $100 billion deal, right? You didn't say million.
That just means
Billion.
more guys
Right.
getting
Billion.
hurt. I think putting more games on these guys is terrible.
That means everybody that's currently got a contract will get an extra 1/16 added on to their
I mean,
salary.
I've heard all the arguments for it. The lower contract guys want it because they make more money. The stars don't want it because it's more on their body. I get it. I see both sides. I just don't like it.
The average guy plays 3 years. That means he gets, 3 additional paychecks. Let him get it.
I'm just saying your marquee guys don't want it.
I love watching football, so an extra game, a meaningful game, is better than watching third-stringer preseason guys play.
And, there go all the records that don't mean anything anymore because you get an extra game. It's already happened once before. I know they went from 14 to 16, and that happened once.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's an asterisk besides everything these days, so there will be an asterisk besides 17-game seasons.
I get it.
But everything.
I guess I'm just gonna be a grumpy old guy, and Lobster's gonna make fun of me and tell me I'm old as fuck. It is what it is. I'm cool with it. I enjoy it.
I just want to see the lobster suit again.
I mean, if we all got on this call and just agreed about everything, that would be pretty boring for everyone to watch.
You can't say I don't want 17 football games, but I'll sit here and watch stupid-ass 163 baseball games. That's stupid.
Hold on now. I didn't say that was a good thing. I think they should cut it down.
They should cut it down. You should
162 baseball games is stupid.
It's a joke. It's been a joke.
Should never play the same team 20 times in a season. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It was probably cool back in like the 30s when there was nothing to do.
And you couldn't travel.
You just go every day. What are you doing? Oh, I'm going to watch the game because I don't have a TV. It's outside.
Well, I have to go from January to September without seeing my team play. So I'm all for a 17th game.
Yes.
You're looking at it from a fan perspective. I'm looking at it from a player perspective.
Did you see how they're going to determine the 17th game? Did you see that? Did
not. Enlighten me.
They're going to cross-reference wherever you finish in your division with the other conference, so you'll play 5 out-of-conference games.
I don't mind that.
So you'll play. I saw it, but I don't remember. So the NFC North will play the NFC West next year. So we will play Seattle.
I like that it won't affect tiebreakers. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So we will play either in Seattle or Seattle comes to Pittsburgh next year.
I mean, I don't like that because we're gonna have to play somebody really good. But you know what I'm saying.
That's the perks of winning the division. Unlike finishing 3rd or 4th like the Raiders do.
Hey, you'll be well rested going into next year.
You play Cincinnati or the Browns next year.
You won't know what it's like to have the 31st, 32nd worst defense in the league. Just wait.
I don't think defense will ever elude us.
You've been saying that since 2002.
It's a culture around the locker room to be a part
Your
of
reign's
the
coming
Pittsburgh
to an end, bro.
defense.
Ben has one more year left, and then you're out.
Just wait till we get Gardner Minshew the second, bro.
That's a joke.
I don't even.
That's a joke.
That's not a joke. I really do hope it happens. We'll see. I've heard some of it.
I'd love to see you go 6-10. That'd be great.
If you're going to ask for that, why don't we just get the wide receiver from Denver to play quarterback? It'd be about the same thing.
Why don't you just turn around and stick your head between those couch cushions and stop breathing for a minute?
Hey, this is my recliner. This ain't my couch.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's all the playoff games. We threw in some bullshit. Mike, thanks for joining us. Enjoyed it. We always do. We're at 30 minutes, so let's cut this thing off.
I do have one more thing real quick. Who wins the MVP?
Last thing.
Who wins the MVP?
Just ask him, because my answer is the same.
Who wins MVP?
Hey, Ron.
Is that 21 or is that 12?
Does anybody want to give any love to Josh Allen?
Not yet.
If I was going to give it, if there was an alternate MVP, I'd give it to 22.
Derrick
Henry. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But I think it's bona fide. It's 100% going to be Rodgers.
I saw a stat today that said out of all the people that have rushed for 2,000, Derrick Henry is the only one to ever do it with 0 Pro Bowl offensive linemen.
Did you see the other stat where Aaron Rodgers threw 48 touchdowns and the Packers only punted 46 times?
Did see that too.
He just does these things that just backs up my argument that he's the best quarterback I've ever seen.
The interception rate is the one that blows my mind.
Yeah, what was it, 6 this year?
Not very many. And that's for his whole career. It's not just this year. He just doesn't throw picks.
He's got 400.
The best touchdown to interception ratio in history, best quarterback rating in history, and it's not even close.
No, it's not.
All right, we could sit here and bullshit all day. Let's cut that. Y'all check out the playoffs. Y'all check out our regular shows. This is Raw Video. Had a good time. Lobster, I'll see you tomorrow. Mike G, thanks, man.
Like, share, follow.
See y'all.
Later.
Yeah, I'ma drink till I throw up, and you know, my mind is stuck, I'm puffing, you know, I just don't give a fuck, here we go. Yeah.